The purpose of a curtain grid is to break up a curtain wall into multiple different panels. To do this, we first need to draw in a curtain wall. And what I'd like to do is come up to the Architecture tab, select on the picture of the wall, then underneath Properties, select on the Type Selector list to pick Curtain Wall 1 off of the list. Now, Curtain Wall 1 is actually just one large glass panel. And what we're going to do after drawing it in is break it up into multiple panels that'll make up the curtain wall system. Click somewhere out here, draw over to your right 40 feet. And in this case, I just typed in the dimension of 40 feet, and I'm going to click Enter on the keyboard. After that, I'm going to hit Escape a couple of times to get out of the command. And then up at the top of the screen, I'm going to select on Default 3D View. Now, the next thing I like to do is turn on color for this. So move your cursor down to the Visual Styles button and then turn on Shaded. And we'll see that this is a blue color. This curtain wall is made up of blue glass. If we start to zoom in here, we'll see that this curtain wall is actually just a 1-inch thick glass panel. But it's one large 1-inch thick glass panel that needs to be broken up into multiple different panels. To do this, we'll come up here and select on the curtain grid off of the ribbon. From there are 3 different options. One is called All Segments, another one is called One Segment, and then the last one is All Except Picked. For all segments, if we either come across the top or go down the sides, we'll see a dashed line following us around. That dashed line is where it's going to try to break these individual panels into multiple panels. So in this instance, if I select here where it has a 6-foot dimension on the left-hand side, we now have 2 panels, one which is 6 foot and the other which is 34 feet. And we can continue to do that. So 6 foot, 6 foot, and 6 foot. I can do that one more time here as well. In this case, I can move it over to wherever I wanted it to be and then just click. Now, we can see that when I did that, right now I have a dimension of 5 foot 4 inches. It's not actually 6 foot. And if you have that same condition, this is what you can do to correct it. I'm going to hit Escape a couple times on the keyboard, and now I'm going to move my cursor down until it's highlighted over just that one line. If you do it correctly, you'll get a dashed line there. When you get the dashed line, you can click on it, and at that point, you can click on that 5 foot 4 dimension and type in 6 foot, and then move that panel on over. I also want to point out that if we wanted to do any going up and down the sides, we could. If that's going to be our option, we would come up here to the curtain grid, and then we could move up or down here on the sides and make this be any shape or size that we would like it to be. In this case, I'm going to make this be 6 foot 8, and I'm just going to click once, and I'll come up here again. And if I wanted to make this be at 6 foot 8, I could. But at this stage, I want to show you yet another option that you can do, and that's called All Except Picked. If you choose on All Except Picked, you could do the exact same process that we just did. Move up and click where you'd like it to be at, but you'll notice in this case, it's showing up as being red. The idea behind this is it'll draw this break on every one of these except for the next spot that we pick. So if for some reason we wanted this panel to be just one big solid panel, we could. We just move our cursor over it and then click where this red line is at. Now it's all except the one that we just picked. Let me go ahead and click on that one more time, and I'm going to hit the Enter key on the keyboard. And after doing that, we can see it's put that grid across this entire span except for the one that we picked. Now we can do this one more time. Here to the Architecture tab, select on Curtain Grid, and there's an option there for one segment. And that allows you to come down and just for the one segment, be able to draw in that extra little piece of grid. In this case, I'm going to draw it right here, and you can see that I can click to place it. And I can always move it after the fact by just clicking on the dimension and then typing in whatever different dimension I wanted to put in place here. In this case, I'm going to try 6 foot 8, and we can see that it drops it down, and now it's lined up with the rest of these. And we're just going to click OK to this warning message. It's not going to actually affect us. These are now individual panels that we've been able to split up by using the curtain grid command.